I still remember the moment the door closed behind them. It wasn't loud, it wasn't angry, it didn't slam. It closed gently, like it didn't want to disturb me, like it knew I was already tired. That sound stayed with me longer than their voices,
Longer than their hugs, longer than their promises. Because when a door closes softly, you don't feel pain immediately. You feel it later. When the silence finally sits down beside you, they told me this place was good for me. They said I would be safer here, that there would always be someone nearby if I needed help. They tried to sound confident, but their eyes betrayed them. They smiled, not because they were happy, but because they didn't want me to feel guilty for becoming old. And I smiled too, because I didn't want them to feel guilty for leaving. That's how love works sometimes. Two people protecting each other by hiding the truth. The room they gave me is small, not uncomfortable, just quiet. There is a bed near the wall, a chair that creaks when I sit, and a window that faces the sky. The window quickly became my favorite thing. From here, I can see the morning arrive slowly. I can see clouds drift without urgency. I can see the sun leave earlier every evening. When you are young, time runs ahead of you. When you are old, time slows down and waits. Here, time doesn't chase anyone. It simply exists. Some days that feels peaceful. Other days, it feels heavy. People think being left in a nursing home is the hardest part. It's not. The hardest part is what comes after. The silence. The first night, I placed my phone next to my bed. Not because I expected a call, but because hope needs somewhere to rest. I told myself they were busy, that tomorrow they would call, that this was just an adjustment. Tomorrow arrived. Then another tomorrow. Then the kind of tomorrow that brings nothing at all. That's when silence stops being empty and starts becoming loud. I want to say something clearly. I do not blame my children. They are not cruel. They are not heartless. They are not ungrateful. They are tired. They live in a world that moves too fast, a world that demands everything and gives very little back. They have jobs, responsibilities, families of their own. I understand that now better than ever. What hurts is not that they left me here. What hurts is realizing that this moment did not happen suddenly. It was built slowly, day by day, choice by choice. When my children were little, they used to wait for me by the door. I can still see it clearly. Small feet on the cold floor, bright eyes full of excitement. "Dad, you're home." Sometimes I laughed. Sometimes I hugged them. Other times I said, "Give me a minute. I'm tired." I was always tired. I thought that meant I was being responsible. I thought that meant I was doing the right thing. I was working, providing, building their future. At least that's what I told myself. Tomorrow became my favorite word. Tomorrow we will play. Tomorrow I will listen. Tomorrow I will have time. Tomorrow made me feel less guilty today. I didn't know that tomorrow was a lie we tell ourselves when we are too afraid to stop. Children don't understand tomorrow. They only understand now. And now is fragile. Tomorrow became my favorite word. Tomorrow we will play. Tomorrow I will listen. Tomorrow I will have time. Tomorrow made me feel less guilty today. I didn't know that tomorrow was a lie we tell ourselves when we are too afraid to stop. Children don't understand tomorrow. They only understand now. And now is fragile. They grew faster than I expected. One day they needed help tying their shoes. The next day they walked ahead of me. I didn't notice the last time they asked me to play. I didn't notice the last bedtime story. I didn't notice the final "Good night, Dad." Life doesn't announce endings. It simply stops repeating moments until one day you realize they are gone. When they became teenagers, I didn't understand them anymore. Their world felt foreign, their silence uncomfortable, so I stepped back. I told myself distance was respect. I told myself silence was maturity. I didn't realize silence grows when you stop visiting it. As adults, our conversations became shorter. How are you? Good. That's good. We spoke like strangers being polite in an elevator. We loved each other, but we no longer knew how to reach one another. Love without presence becomes memory. When my wife passed away, the house changed, not dramatically, quietly. Rooms felt larger, nights felt longer. I would sit alone and listen to the clock. Tick, tick, tick. At the time, I hated that sound. Now I understand it was reminding me I was still here. Age does not arrive loudly. It comes in small ways. Forgetting names, losing balance, needing help with things that once felt simple. Nothing dramatic, just enough to make others worry. That's when my children started visiting more. At first, the day they talked to me about this place, their voices were gentle, careful. They said it was temporary. They said it was for my safety. I nodded. Because when you grow old, you learn something important. You learn when not to argue, not because you agree, but because you don't want to be a burden. I packed my life into one small bag, a few clothes, some photos, my watch. That watch had followed me everywhere, through work, through celebrations, through funerals. Now it follows me here, still ticking, still honest. When they left, they hugged me. Quickly, they said, "We'll come soon." I believed them, because parents always believe their children, even when experience tells them not to. The first week here, I tried to look busy. I didn't want anyone to think I was lonely. I sat in rooms filled with people who were all alone together. Some stared at walls. Some spoke to memories. Some waited. Waiting seems to be our shared hobby. There is a man who sits near the entrance every afternoon. Same chair, same hour. He says his daughter is coming every day. Sometimes I think he is foolish. Other times, I think he is brave. Hope hurts, but it also keeps the heart warm. At night, memories visit me. They do not knock. They sit beside my bed and remind me of who I used to be. I remember holding my children when they were sick. I remember their laughter. I remember being their whole world. That memory comforts me and breaks me. I ask myself many questions now. Did I listen enough? Did I hug them enough? Did I choose work too often? These questions are not angry. They are honest. Old age brings honesty, whether you are ready or not. Sometimes my children call, short calls. They ask if I am okay. I always say yes, because parents never stop protecting their children, even when they are the ones who need comfort. People think being old means being weak. That is not true. Being old means remembering everything and carrying it quietly. I see my children rushing through life just like I once did. They think they have time, just like I did. Time is generous when you are young and unforgiving when you realize what it cost. If you are listening to me now, please hear this gently. One day your parents will stop asking for your time. not because they don't need it, but because they don't want to bother you. That day arrives quietly. 5 minutes may seem small to you, but to someone counting hours, it feels like a gift, a voice, a visit, a presence. These things weigh more than you think. And if you are a parent like I was, do not wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow charges interest. Sit with your children, look at their faces. One day you will try to remember them and wish you had looked longer. Every evening, I sit by my window. The sky changes color, orange, purple, dark. It is still beautiful. Life remains beautiful. Even here, sometimes I imagine the door opening, footsteps, a familiar voice saying, "Dad, I'm here." Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. I have learned not to demand life to give more. I am grateful for what life already gave me. Love, memories, children, even if they are busy now. If this is my final chapter, let it be gentle, not bitter, not angry, just honest. I am not here because my children do not love me. I am here because life moves faster than love when love is not protected.
That is the truth. If you remember anything from my story, remember this. Love needs presence, not perfection. And time is never as patient as we think.